being a man in this generation, there's the rise of masculinity, there's the rise of, how would you say, stepping into traditional conservative values of what it means to be a man. And I'm of the opinion that's because we're seeing a lot of, we've had the rise of feminism over the past, say, 40, 50 years. And men are being put to the side, so to speak. What is your opinion on the rise of masculinity? And from your point of view, is it coming from a bad place or a good place?
Well, it's funny because, let's just talk about him. Andrew Tate, right? And he's not the only one. There's a lot of other guys out there. Like, he's a really smart guy. Like, he's a genius. He really is a fucking genius when it comes to, business and marketing and a lot of intellectual stuff. It's like he's... And it's cool to read into him because I have in the past, but not too in depth, like, surface level. But I'll go into it now. He talks about it, so it's funny. I watched a video of his the other day. He's cracked the Matrix. Like, he's actually cracked it. However, where it's coming from, if I look deeper into like his files, his childhood was pretty abusive. He just basically, he's kind of like that kid that gets pushed into a corner and he has nowhere to go. So the only thing that he can do to survive is to beat the shit out of whoever is cornering him. And it looks like it was his mother, from what I'm seeing. Again, I haven't looked into his history. I don't know, this stuff. This is, again, just using my abilities, looking into his files. And I might even help him if he wants it a little bit. But because that's kind of what also happens as I simultaneously read into people, it's not only reading into people, but I can shift things as well. But maybe that's for another time. But yeah, so basically what he's doing is like a big fuck you, right? It's a big fuck you to his mum, basically, and to women. It's a big fuck you. And he might consciously be thinking differently again. And this is where my abilities and, say, frequency work is very different. And I've experienced it in my own life where I've felt me. I felt totally me. And then I've shifted my frequency and I've worked. And when I say frequency, it's nothing physical. Okay, it's not like binaural beats. It's not Reiki. It's not energy. It's literally, I don't even know if there's a tool that could measure it yet. Okay, it's beyond, it's almost, I don't know if it's beyond quantum, but it's quantum or beyond, right? Yeah. So I'm not sure if there are things out there that can measure the frequencies, but again, it's not your binaural beats, 50, 44 hertz, whatever. It's not that. So getting back to Tate, his successes come from, needing to improve. That's basically it. So long term, even though he's going to have that success, and he's a smart guy, so he'll probably, and it's funny because I'm like, kind of, as I'm hanging out with him, he's like, oh shit, he's kind of looking around. And there you go. Yeah, he's looking around because he's got all this wealth and he has all of it, but at the same time he's like, why am I so fucking angry? And he might not be angry, but there is an underlying code. So there you go. And that's not true masculinity. That's not creating from, I mean, it's powerful, but if you stay there, creating from hate and anger, if you stay there, it's just going to bury you. So it just seems as if he has issues with business partners as well, from what I'm seeing. Anyway, I don't want to go too personal. Like, we're just like going in there. Hey, Andrew. Hey, bro. If you're watching, I can help you if you want. But being that masculine guy is probably like, nah. Which is cool, I get it. But yeah, he tends to, over long periods of time, I think with some people, there's like friction with like business partners, because he's always going to be fighting. It's like he's always in fight mode. And it's funny because he's also a fighter. So it's funny that that's a thing. So, but yeah, rise of masculinity. I would almost say it's the opposite, you know, and it goes for femininity as well. You know, you look at women these days, and they're men. Like, I walk down the street, and I meet women, and it's like, no disrespect, you know, beautiful women, beautiful individuals, but they're men. You know, I'm like, damn, she looks like a man, you know, and she's beautiful. But the frequency that I'm picking up, it's like, damn, she's really masculine. And then the same for men. You know, there are men out there that are more women-like, that are more feminine. And, you know, I don't think there's anyone to blame. Again, we've been trying to figure it out, but now we're figuring it out that we haven't figured it out. And that's what a lot of people are looking for. So, and even masculine men, to me, sometimes aren't necessarily masculine. So it's a big topic, big one. So, you know, whether it's masculine or feminine, the key is just synchronizing with yourself. You know, not creating another version outside of you. It's about synchronizing with your physical self, your unseen self, and you hear that I am. You hear the I amness. You hear the, you know, just be. And that's what that's about. Synchronizing with time, that's being. Okay, and as you start to do that, you start to see all the shit that you've been living with. You know, you see the filters that you've been living your life through. And that's why when people work with me, or when people do this work, sometimes it can be really confronting, because it's your identity, and then you create space, and then you see what is you outside of you, and it's always been there, but the blinds are now off. So it's like, whoa. But it's the most, it's set me free, and that's why I'm here now. You know, because people deserve it, and people are looking for it, whether they believe it or not, or whether they think they're looking or not. Everyone's looking. Most people are looking. You know, how can I refine myself? How can I find out who I am? How can I just enjoy life? You know, how can I be the best me? You know, and it's all to do with being in time.